So I took a sick day from work today. The last few nights, really, the last 4 nights, there's been a lot of fireworks in our neighborhood, and that gets our dog Pineapple very anxious, and he goes wild, running around, his digging, it's just a lot of anxiety. He wants somebody to help him. He's scared and he wants protection. And just over the last, I don't know, just recently, maybe 2 months ago, I figured out that he calms down when you put him in the car and drive him around. And he used to get anxious in the car, but now this is like his safe zone, apparently. This is a place where he can feel like these bombs are not going to explode on his head. So, yeah, for the last, let's say today is Wednesday. It's June, what is it, the 18th? Yeah, June 18th. And so let's see, so Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. So yeah, those 3 nights at least. There were fireworks for a couple of nights, and then last night it was a thunderstorm right around. It was maybe like around 1 a.m. The storm really started. So, each of these nights I've had to put him in the car and drive around for 45 minutes or something until he relaxes, or until the fireworks stop, or until the storm passes. So luckily last night the storm passed relatively early. It was probably over by 2 or 2:30. So anyway, the point is I haven't been getting a lot of sleep for the last few nights, because once he gets going, there's no way of sleeping through it. So we tried putting him in a crate before, and then he somehow escaped from the crate. I went out at night after he got out, and I picked him up, and I was walking around with him for a while. Sometimes that calms him down too, just holding him and carrying him. But that night I walked around with him for 20 minutes or whatever, and then I turned the lights on, and his face was just covered with blood where he had been clawing his way to get out of the cage. And I don't know if he cut his face or what happened, but then another time he was clawing so much on, like, it's like that digging motion that dogs do. He was digging so much on this clothes hamper that has like a what do you call it? Like a sisal fabric on it, like a rough fabric, that he was just bleeding out of his paws. So then one time we put him in the bathroom and shut the door, and then the same thing happened. Like, that's what we tried that. We tried that in the past, and then he ended up getting bloody paws again. So there's really no solution. You can't just let him hurt himself. Anyway, the point is, I woke up this morning, my stomach was very upset, and I was barely able to get out of bed. So I just called in sick to work, took the day off. I thought once I would sleep late, and once I started feeling a little better, I'd get up and do some eBay work. But I got up, took him for a walk, had a little bit of breakfast, and then tried to go back to bed. And then right around, I guess it was around noon, the thunderstorms came in again. So it feels like there's somebody out to get us, all these things happening right at bedtime. And then the one day when I'm trying to sleep during the daytime, the thunder and lightning come. I mean, immediately. I laid in bed, was asleep for maybe 5 minutes, and then thunder. So it's been a less than calming day today. It was supposed to be a relaxing day, and it wasn't really. So I didn't do any eBay work today until now. So I have 4 orders. These things at least one of these has to be done tonight. The other ones don't have to be done because they'll be going USPS, which is closed tomorrow for Juneteenth holiday. But this one I just took out of the garage. This one's big enough that it's for sure going to go FedEx or UPS or FedEx. And that will almost certainly be open tomorrow. So I want to get these packages packed and get them out of the way. I did get a couple of listings done, or like drafts of listings. So I'll show you these. I was getting these pants ready to list, these Adidas. They got cardboard on them from my messy table. These are Adidas like warm-up pants. It says the brand with the 3 stripes on the side. I think these are like maybe from 2000, 1999, something like that. So they are relatively vintage. I was going to sell them. I started getting them ready to list maybe a week ago, and then I decided maybe I want to keep these. And I forgot that they were these tearaway, you know, they have these buttons on the side, so they're like tearaway pants. So this morning, I was putting out packages on the porch for my carrier to pick up, and I thought I shouldn't go out there without any pants on. So I grabbed these, I put them on, I walked to the door, opened it up, and the top unsnapped, and the pants fell straight down on the floor. So I'm standing on my front porch in my underwear. So my wife, when I told her about it, she was looking on our Blink camera to try to see if she could find footage of it, but luckily did not exist. So the other thing I wrote up a draft for is this. It's a Fitbit. This Fitbit I used to wear. I had good luck with it. I liked it, and it was working well. But then I upgraded to a Samsung Galaxy Watch, and this has been sitting in the bathroom on the sink where I used to charge it for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe more, maybe 8 months. So today I decided to check it out and see if it's worth anything, and it is. I think it's probably worth $60 to $80, but I'm going to list it at $55 and see if I can't sell it quickly. It comes with 2 bands and a little charging base, so I think that should be a good quick sale. I hope. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put both these here, and I might do some photos tonight, but probably not because it's not that late, but it's late enough. Let me turn some lights on. Okay, so I packed this thing up already. It really was in a box that I probably could have just put a label on and shipped it, but the box had a little bit of a tear in it. So I decided to just kind of do a cardboard wrap around it, and it was a little bit cumbersome, so I didn't film that. But I'm going to get the other 3 orders and come right back, and then we'll start packing those. So hold on for 1 second, and we'll be right back. Okay, I pulled everything, and then we'll start packing it right now. But let me tell you about this package. This is it's like a battery backup, a trip light. I think it's basically for a security camera system. I believe. I got 4 of these. Maybe I'll put up on the screen a picture of what it looks like. But I got 4 of these and some other various security camera stuff from a guy on Craigslist, I think, maybe Facebook Marketplace. I can't remember. Well, I'll be able to tell you. Facebook. And I think the way I understood what was happening was this guy worked at a company, and his boss told him, just get this space cleared out. I don't care how you do it. Get rid of this stuff. 29. And so he just put all of this. He just said, come and get it. I'm putting this on Craigslist. It's free. Anybody wants it, come and get it. And so I couldn't see anything like model numbers or whatever on the boxes that he had there. But it seemed like a pretty easy trip to go and grab these things. It turned out it was in like an office space, and there was a he told me the address and said, when you get there, text me. And I assumed he meant, then I'll come out from the office and let you in. But instead, he was just at home and was able to remotely unlock the door. So all this stuff was just piled up inside of a door in this office building. And so he unlocked the door. I went in, I grabbed it all, and went about my business. And I listed these. I thought this was the last one, but I see there's one more left. Some of them were open box. There were 3 open box and 1 totally sealed. So I've sold 3 of these. I still have the sealed one left. Obviously, that's the most expensive one, so it's holding on. And I think every time I sold these, I sold them when they were on sale. So I probably should just lower the price of that other one and get rid of it. But I did start a sale this morning. I scheduled a sale to start this morning. I figured if I'm off, if my work is closed for Juneteenth, which it is, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to just get the whole day spend the whole day listing and get a lot of stuff accomplished, because I do want to go out sourcing on Friday. And I've basically made a pact with myself to not bring home any more inventory until I clear up at least this pile and hopefully some stuff in the living room as well. So I have to get through this whole pile of listing tomorrow, or I won't allow myself to go out Friday. Maybe I'll get some of that done on Friday. Maybe I'll get it all done Thursday and Friday, and then I'll allow myself to go out Saturday. I'm not sure. Anyway, where was I? The point of the story was I got these for free. So some guy just said, take these, and I got them, and they are worth quite a lot of money. This one sold for $255.99. Oh yeah, that's right. So that was on sale. So I started the sale for the Juneteenth holiday thinking maybe somebody would be home Thursday and be shopping, and they'd be looking for some good deals. So I don't know that Juneteenth is the best holiday to be running sales for. You know, a lot of our holidays have been taken over by sales and sales days and cookouts and whatever, and we've kind of forgotten what they actually stand for. So I don't want that to be the case with Juneteenth. It's a new holiday, and I think it's an important one. So, okay, got it for free. This is all the way back in December, so not really that long ago, comparably to a lot of the stuff that I sell. But sold it for $255.99 plus shipping. Shipping is going to be pretty high on that, I think. All right, next up is this Big Ben Moonglow lamp. Clock. It's an alarm clock. These are very sought after. They don't sell for a ton of money, but if you get one and you list it, it will sell quickly. I think they still make them pretty much identical. They look very similar. The earlier ones don't have a battery compartment, so this one you can plug in, but also has a battery backup in case the power goes out or whatever. The point of this is that it lights up when the alarm goes off. I'm not even sure if it makes an alarm or if it's just a light. I can't remember. But in any event, I guess they're very popular in the deaf and in the deaf community. So this one, I think I got this at Unique. I think this is about the 4th or 5th one I've sold, and I think all of them have come from Unique. So this one I bought not too long ago, May 12th. So just slightly over a month. I paid $2.50 for it, and I sold it for $42.99. Plus shipping. They have a cool look. I think they've been producing them since the 50s, maybe even earlier. And I think they still make them, or if they don't make them, they did until relatively recently. So I would say this is something to be on the lookout for, even if it's not like, you're not going to sell it for $200, but you'll sell it quickly and you'll make 30 or 40 bucks on it. This is the sort of thing, like I would just have picked this up in the store at one point and thought, this is a cool looking clock, and then done some research and found out. This is why I spend, this is what costs me a lot of time when I'm listing. So I find this clock and then I think it's cool and I'm interested in it, and then I'm reading about the history of the company, and I'm reading about the deaf community, and I'm learning all this stuff about this. And so then making a listing takes me 30 minutes when it should take me 2 or 3 minutes. I forgot to turn off the notifications, so apologize for the noises you're going to be hearing. £1.15, so that's £2. This should be $11.97. So yeah, if you buy boxes like this one that says 10 by 8 by 6, that's the interior dimension. So you need to jump up to the next inch when you're shipping it. TAC. Okay, there we go. All right, what's next? These things. I just listed these when? I mean, I feel like this might have just been listed today or yesterday. I went to, it was actually a pretty far drive. I drove about 30 minutes to go pick up some paper backdrops for like professional photography backdrops. And I don't know if there's any value in those really. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Maybe I'll just use them. I'm not sure. In any event, a photographer was giving them away. He told me, I don't know if this is going to be an appropriate box. He told me that he had to buy these papers because they were like specific colors that his clients needed for a backdrop. And I think there's 11 or 12 of them that I picked up in all these different colors. And then the client paid for them to be, he charged the client. Then he brought them home and he doesn't have any use for some, very specific yellow backdrop. So he just gave them away. And I think his intention was for somebody to just use them for drawing on or coloring or whatever, like maybe your kids want these to play with. In any event, I got all those rolls of paper, and then he also had some other photography equipment, specifically tripod heads that he was selling in addition to giving away the paper. So I gave him $60 for these 2 tripod heads. And then he threw in these, which are adapters for photo lights. You would clamp this on the light, maybe put gels in it, different colors. I don't know exactly how they work or what exactly they're used for, but he told me the brand name or the brand that they would be adaptable for. And I didn't see much sales history. I think I saw one of them had sold for like $10, a single one. So I listed the 2 of them together for $20, $21.99 maybe, something like that. I sent a 10% off offer to somebody today and they bought it right away. So these just sold maybe in one day, maybe in 2 or 3 days. I'm not sure exactly when I listed them, but this was pretty quick sale. And it's only $20, but I paid him $60 for those tripod heads, so I'm already a third of the way to making my money back on that whole deal. Okay, lights. 2 pounds, 3 ounces. 13 by 11 by 3. And this, where's this going? TAK. That's not the same guy, is it? Let me check. No, TAC and TAK. I don't always put middle initials in. Usually people don't include their middle initial. All right, keep that there. All right, now we've got another one of these Marlboro Coleman coolers. These are from the Marlboro Miles catalog back in the day. I sold several of these a few, maybe a month or 2 ago. I had 15 of them when I started. I got them from the Salvation Army. And I kind of paid up for them a little bit, $3.74 a piece on them, but they just caught my fancy because my mom would collect those Marlboro Miles, the points off of the packages, like proofs of purchase. And then we would, anytime we were on our way to school, if she saw one on the side of the street, she could see the bright red package laying in the gutter, she would get one of the kids to jump out and grab it. And we got tons of prizes from that promotion. There's a sneeze. Excuse me. So anyway, they had probably 40 or 50 of these at the Salvation Army, and I didn't know if I should buy them all, if they would sell or not sell. I ended up buying 15. I feel like I probably should have just bought them all. But it took, oops, okay, we're out of tape. It took a really long time for the first one to sell. You know, I have it on a multi-quantity listing. And it took maybe 6 or 8 months for the first one to sell. And then after that, I sold at least one a day for the next week. Then maybe I made a mistake. Like, as they were starting to sell quickly, I was raising the price slightly. Like, if I'm selling 1 or 2 a day, I decided to add 50 cents or $1 onto the price. And I was still selling them, and then maybe I went too far with that and they stopped selling. So now I put that sale on this morning. I put it on last night, but it takes effect this morning. I got to get some more tape, and I think it's over here in this drawer. It's a big mess here. I brought all these boxes, and I usually break them down and put them away, and I just haven't gotten to it. Okay. So anyway, I sold one of these, $17.59. The sale in my shop is 20% off. It'll be over by the time this video goes up. Okay, so I just made this box, and I'm going to put this in here and then put this hat on top of it. So yeah, these have been in my shop since October. All of these Coleman coolers. They're brand new. I don't know if I would have bought them if they had been used, but they still have the seal around it and everything. So this thing is not really breakable, so I'm not going to go wild. I think that in the past I was packing it up pretty tight, but that would just kind of be a waste of paper. So I'm just going to get a little paper in here and seal it up. Good. Okay, this is a cooler. I'm a Marl. This is 9 by 9 by what? 13? 1 pound, 11 ounces. And it's going to the buyer with the initials GC. Okay, I'm gonna cut the video right here. I'm gonna put all this information into the eBay bulk label purchasing page, and then I'll buy those labels and come back and tell you exactly how much money we made on everything. This trip light will definitely go FedEx. I'll take that tomorrow. These are going by USPS, so I'll leave them out of the way somewhere until Friday when the post office is open again. Let's get rid of this, and we'll go back to our spreadsheet. So let's see how much we made on everything. All right, the Marlboro cooler, not much, $11.32. That's after a 20% off discount. The light adapters, $16.45 on something that a guy just gave me as I was leaving. The Big Ben Moonbeam clock was $33.89. And then finally the Trip Light battery backup, $216.92. So it's 9:30 right now. We've got a few hours until the end of the day, and maybe we'll get another sale or two. We'll find out. But right now the day's profits are $278.58. So that really knocked our average per day profit up. Yesterday I was at 104, I think. This is for the month of June. And right now it's at 124.55. And then the average profit per sale for the month of June is $26.43. So while we're here, yesterday was what day? Tuesday. And we had 8 sales on Tuesday. So let's add that to this tally board while we're thinking about it. I've got this death pile here and I'm just it's blocking my view. It's blocking my reach from where I want to be. So I really need to get this stuff cleaned up. So 8 sales on Tuesday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, obviously Tuesday is turning out to be the best day, even though it's only, I mean, we don't have a lot of data to go on, but it seems like Tuesday is in the lead right now. Okay, that's it. All these things will go out when they go out, and then we'll be back tomorrow night with another packing video. Have a great night. Bye.